Oh hey guys, welcome back. Bit excited to be doing this review on the Seido Minosaka Jidai Koshirae Iaito. Bit of a mouthful, but it's one of three ranges that Minosaka has available. And this one I actually got online with their in-stock Iaito range. Now at the moment, as I sort of make this, the company is under the pump, so to speak. If you wish to make an order, it will take you at least maybe 12, 14, in some cases 18 weeks to get it. So you're looking at around about 3.5, 4 months, something like that, at least at this stage. And the reason for that is because they are good at what they do. This is really nice. And if I look at this through the lens of a practitioner, which is what this review will be probably more or less about, but not entirely. Like if you're a beginner and you want to get into this type of thing, but you want to do it safely, this again will get you there and then some. As a practitioner, this is really something special. I've got 3 different Iaito now that I've bought myself for 2 reasons really. One, to practice and find out which one is my sweet spot, so to speak. And the others are for review and to show you guys what's out there. And I think I've said this before in other videos, but when I first started in Iaito, I was very surprised about what information wasn't out there when you were a practitioner, and I found it a bit hard to sort of decipher where to get things and how to go about it and what was best. So if any of this information in the videos that I do helps you out and helps you make that decision, then job done, good stuff. But this is the Minosaka. You'll see behind there I have a Tezando, and that is the Noshido, and that'll be reviewed at a later date, but more the focus on this one here. And this is really good, guys. This is a piece of work. If you buy the in-stock Iaito, they are a little cheaper. The wait time, I think, is a little less, but there are 3 levels of Iaito that Minosaka offer, and we'll be covering those in the video. But this is the Jidai Koshirae, or period Koshirae, and this starts in Australian dollars just above that 600 mark. And there's a limited amount of customization that you can do through the inline portal. But I think it's more or less geared towards taking a bit of pressure off the workshop, because these are all made from scratch from Japan, and you can tell they love what they do. I've used this for minimum 15, probably, yeah, been 15, 20 odd hours in the dojo, and it is in practice in the backyard, and it is beautiful. It's well balanced. The balance point is, I think it's 13.7, something like that, from the Suba. So a beautiful balance point, and just the attention to detail these guys have with the working of the blade, the bow high, how it sort of bows a little bit here. It's actually shaped in the ends here, and I don't know whether that's to just fine-tune the weight distribution or it's just a matter of styling that they do. But we're talking about a company that's been around since, I think, 1919. They did close for a little while, and we'll get sort of more into the history there. But they went through a boom period. They had to close due to the war, and then they've been re-established, I think in 1973, and going strong ever since then. And, you know, I'll say it off the top, I've got nothing bad to say about this. This is a beautiful, they sell it as sword art. So yeah, sure, if you want to put it on the wall, it looks beautiful. And I'll also go out on a limb and say, when you buy a good quality Iaito, you're getting fittings from, if you buy it from Japan, you're getting fittings and a style that is probably as close as you're going to get to a real katana or shinken or nihonto without it actually being a steel cutting blade. And if anything, that gives you a glimpse into the quality and the workmanship and the craftsmanship and the work that actually goes into making even this kind of tool, a training tool, sword, whatever you want to call it. But for a practitioner like myself, worth the weight in gold, because when you're drawing and sheathing, and you know, hundreds upon thousands, depending on how much experience you've had in Iaito, whatever style you study, of drawing, sheathing, working your techniques, and these guys keep up with it. This one here, the Gembu, I have had for over 2 years now, and it is great. There's no splitting, it's wearing in, you can tell it's got a bit of age on it now, but it is still perfectly usable. And so is the wrap, and I expect that with this one that will be exactly the same story. It's a black cotton Ito wrap, real Semigawa, and as you can see, the terminations, all that type of thing. It's just beautiful, and you know, I couldn't want for more in the grip. This is actually a 9 sun handle, so it's a little bit longer and probably a bit wider than what you would normally get with a standard 8 sun or 8.5 sun handle. But just because I'm a fellow with sort of bigger hands, that sort of suits me and gives me a better index. But let's get into it, guys, otherwise I'll ramble on and this will be it. But as you can tell, I've got a lot of good stuff to say about this. So let's get into the review of Seido Minosaka, the Jidai Koshirae Iaito, and I hope this is very interesting to you. Let's go. The modern day Minosaka company is still based in the Gifu prefecture, where it was first opened around that area in 1919. And from 1931 to 45, they had a bit of a boom period. The company really was a well-established and growing concern. But obviously, production ceased in 1945 around World War II, until the company was reopened as Minosaka Limited Partnership in 1973, and from then onwards they again have re-established themselves in the market and are going from strength to strength. If you're interested in anything more, then I recommend these two videos. You can get them on YouTube that will tell you much more about the production style and the company themselves. But what I'm sort of mentioning here with these three different levels of Iaito, it all depends on your experience, your finish, and what you're willing to spend. They have such a big range when it comes to the customization of what they offer, that you can go to beginner level, or you can spend quite a few $1,000s on an Iaito and the finishings or the Koshirae around that, if that's your thing. And with that in mind, let's have a quick look at the actual website. That's some of the selection of the Iaitos there. I myself got a new Hakama, which was going great guns, but the ease of operation of this is really good. It's refreshing. Everything is at your fingertips there. There's different boxes to check depending on whether you want a standard weight, in stock, all that type of thing. And the range, once you get into the customization process, is quite exhaustive. And they sell lots of other supplies for the Seido website, and I highly recommend just giving that a look, so you can see just how the variation can come, and they theme all their Koshirae, and it's quite a nice process that you can go through to select what you want. Another big thing here that you don't find on many is you can select your currency, select the region or country that you're from, and you can also, when that just loads, I'll show you this, you can easily select your measurement system. So whether you're in inches and foot, or millimeters and centimeters, that is there for you, so that when you're looking through, you know exactly what the measurements are according to what you know, and you know exactly how much it's going to cost. And this is carried right through the ordering process. The shipping's there. They make you aware of any fees, any problems you might be having, and it's really just a breeze to get through that website. It's beautiful. And this is the result, guys. This is, as I said, the Jidai Koshirae, the Ishime Koshirae. So it has that rocky, stony, misty type of finish to all the Koshirae. And as you'd expect from a Japanese country, these are all handmade in Japan and fitted to the Iaito as you wish. They have those standard Koshirae levels that you sort of saw there, and the customization process, if you're just buying from the in-stock range, is fairly limited. You can change the handle length, the blade length, that type of thing, but it's not until you get into the full customization process that you can really sort of create your own. But no matter what your budget, what your style, what sort of design you're after, you can be sure that you're probably going to get a very high quality fit and finish with this company. It's just moving on to the fitting chart now. As far as the length of the blade and your height, it is a height-based system. It's the shaku and sun. It can be a bit foreign to you. I'm sitting at around about the 177 centimeters, so my recommended blade length is a 2.45 shaku, which is 74.2 centimeters. Now, I did start, when I first started the Iaito, with an 8.5 sun handle, which is 25.8, and I've since moved up to a 9 sun handle, which is only 27.3, but it can make a difference, and it's a little bit more in diameter as well. This is the difference between the Tazando 8.5 and the Minosaka 9 sun handle, and all these measurements come to you on quite a lovely little certificate that you can keep. And as you can see here, the wrap is very tight, doesn't move, all the knots are alternating, everything's nice and tight, and it's going to be something that you're going to be using for quite a few years, and it's not going to fail you at all. And the cotton is just, it's quite nice. It's a high quality cotton, and it has a softness to it. It's full hishigami under that as well, and all the transitions are, they're quite nice, they're quite finished, they're considered. There's a picture of that end knot there, and the transitioning onto the Koshirae. These fittings are already starting to get a little bit of patinaing or rubbing where you place your hands when you're using the Iaito, and I don't think that's a bad thing. If you live near a coastal area, just keep an eye on things like surface rust, corrosion. Maybe just keep a light oil across your fittings if that's the case. But as you can see there, everything is matching up beautiful. This tsuba here is a Moko Gata style tsuba, but they call it a Kasuga, so it's a more of a period style tsuba with just a bit more etching. It's a bit more refined and finished is what that name sort of refers to. The Manuki, I think they are an aluminium, which I'm neither here or there about, but I think I'm just used to brass or copper in that design. But again, they are faring well, and with aluminium you won't have that corrosion or that seeping into the sweat and the discoloring that you probably would get with other fittings. So again, consideration and functionality. As you can see here, the habaki and the seppa are beautifully matched up. It's a bronze seppa, or black and bronze, and a brass Muji style habaki there. And as you can see, the transitions right around the blade are quite beautiful. Everything matches the blade there. There's no gaps, and the seppa and the tsuba are quite considered in their diameter, and everything just matches up there and marries quite well. It's quite a nice tight fitting design there. No problems with knowing where you are, and there's nothing to catch around your fingers. It's just a nice, plain, functional, very thoughtfully designed training tool. As you can see here, this is an aluminium alloy, very durable blade with a very deep single bowhai and a sugaha hamon, and it's quite an elegant sort of hamon they've put on. The polishing and the finishing touches, I could say they are considered. They're not just brushed off and done. As you go up these different styles, that polishing and finish will get a little bit better, and you'll have better nuances. And I know this is aluminium and it's a training tool, but it's really nice to see the treatment that these guys give the blade so that you could admire it and keep it in that shape when you're using it. So it comes to you as a quality product that's been finished properly. No matter what the level you're going to get, the fit and finish is still quality to that level, and there's no like just slapping things together on one level and paying more attention to the other. They are all finished off quite well, and you can see there it's very neat. It's just neat, refined, ready to go, ready to use. And let's move on to the saya now, most importantly, because you've got to have somewhere nice to store it. And this is a very smooth saya. It is fitted well. The korokata is exactly where it should be. It is a Koro Ishime finish. It is made out of magnolia wood on the inside, and you can see these white sort of highlights that come up there. And I'm not sure whether that is horn or reinforced plastic or some other material, maybe a painted wood. I'm not 100% sure. But nonetheless, it is fitted really well. The korokata there is rounded. Again, not sure of the actual materials. I don't know whether it's horn or not, but again, secured well, fitted well. No shitadome, but strictly speaking, I don't think you need them. And that Koro Ishime finish offers plenty of grip. I have had other finishes that, although they are in that stone finish, that Koro Ishime, they get a bit slippery if your hands get, when training, you get a bit sweaty. But this one offers plenty of grip, no matter, if I'm training hard or just, wanting to use it. There's no slip there. And that korokata is actually in exactly the right spot. As you're grabbing onto that saya, it's actually sitting just below your little finger. So again, you can index where the saya is, whether you've got it on the right way or upside down, that type of thing. And the seigo itself is a nice thickness, high quality. It did have a little bit of stiffness to it when it first arrived, but it's freed up quite nicely. And one of those cords that once you tie it onto your belt, it's not slippery. It's not going to lose that knot. It's going to stay there until you actually want it to come undone. So again, thoughtful. Just going right down onto the base of the say here, the kajiri, and again you've got that reinforcement sitting there on that just to protect it a little bit. It's nicely done. It's polished off well and finished and matches absolutely beautifully. And just here at the kasaki, this is a true kasaki, but there is a hint of that polishing, and as it comes right around the tip there and joins into that hamon. And these bowhais are finished well. No bubbles, no lines, no streaks. They are finished well, and there's a little bit of like flaring towards the end On this one, I don't know whether that helps with the tachikaze or whether that is something to equalize out the weight, or whether it's just a style sort of decision there. But I like it. It's nice. It does have a very nice tachikaze, the whooshing sound, the wind sound, the sword wind. Once you have your edge alignment, of course this is one of the things we sort of listen for when we're practicing like this. If your edge alignment is out, then you don't make that sound. If your edge alignment is correct and your technique is on point, then that whoosh or cutting the air, that whooshing sound will be present, and this certainly promotes that, and it's quite nice and happens without much effort at all. Right, let's move on. And just looking a little further into the fittings and measurements, this is a 9 sun suka, which is 27.3 centimeters and around about that 4 centimeters wide. Real Semigawa panels, very nice quality black cotton Iaito with very nice quality Samigawa underneath that, with that's been treated very well, and 2 Makugi pegs, and that Sakura Manuki just sitting in there playing its part as well. The Suba is the Kasuga or Spring Sun style, which weighs in around about that 138 grams, and it's around about 7.6 centimeters in diameter, about 4 mil in thickness there. So quite a well put together base model Iaito, and I really rate this, guys. The Fuchi and Koshirae have this lovely Ishime sort of finish to them, and the gold accents, and as you just saw there, the blade length is 2.45 shaku, which is 74.3 centimeters. Having a distal taper, the thickness on the back of the blade there starts at 7 millimeters, and right up near the tip here it just has a slight distal taper down to 5 millimeters. And as you can see, the polishing is all even, everything is finished. The bow highs have been treated quite well, and that little bit of termination of the bow high before the habaki there actually adds to the strength of these Iaito, and it's just one of the reasons why they're known for their durability, and why they're favored in many dojos around the world. That's one of these tools that they have just perfected. The total weight of the blade with Seiya is 1,100 grams or 1.1 kilograms. The blade weight itself, this is a standard weight blade. You can get heavyweight blades as well, but this is a standard weight blade. It's 860 grams, has a balance point of 13.5 centimeters from the Suba, and it is just overall a beautifully balanced and very useful training tool, guys. Even if you are not a dedicated practitioner, if you want something that is going to have the aesthetics you're after and be functional and being able to use, and you can certainly use it like a real sword in the absence of that cutting edge, this will serve you well. If you are a practitioner that is after a high quality training tool that is not going to let you down, that is not going to be falling apart within the first 6 to 12 months of you using it, then I highly recommend having a look at this range from Seido Minosaka. It is a company that is has the philosophy of Budo. They wish to treat everyone fairly, and as a result they have a product that is exceptional value for money. They do supply other big manufacturers as well. It's just that when you're going to Minosaka themselves, through their forge, through the Seido website, you will start to see just how busy they are. But they keep you appraised every single step of the way. If there's any delays, you know that within 24 hours. And they are always courteous and responsive to whatever inquiry I have had. So for customer service, and indeed the products they offer the martial arts community, 100% 10 out of 10. These guys know what they're doing, and they cater to an industry that can be quite picky and demand a high level of service and quality. And these guys have been delivering for just over 100 years now, and I highly rate them, guys. The Seido Minosaka, this is the Jidai basic model. You can get the Higo, which is just that one step up, and then you can get the Hon Koshirae, and this is for, it's a heavier sort of blade, more geared towards that real Shinken feel. But as you saw by their website as well, there are many different product lines and combinations that you can choose from. It just depends at where you're at, both money-wise and practitioner-wise. But don't go over the top if you're just getting into it, guys. Get a product that is solid like this one, that is going to grow with you, not something that you're going to be having to replace, just down the track. If you've got the money, got the time, give them a look, and I'm sure you won't be disappointed in that. So, as a general sum up, guys, do I recommend this? Yes, absolutely. This is a quality product straight out of Japan by a company that has been around for a long time. They know what they're doing. If you've got any questions, they also know the answers. So value for money is tops, and I think that the ability to buy in your own currency and have it converted over straight on the website is brilliant. Sometimes it's a bit of guessing when you're doing the conversion rate as to how much it's actually going to cost. This just takes all that straight out of it. Awesome. Ease of purchase, the website and the way that their customer service is, the emailing back and forward is top notch, guys. You won't be left wanting, and you won't be left asking questions. It's just they've got it down to a fine art, put it that way. And the quality is, well, quality plus. These things are designed to be used, and they're designed to be used for a long time. I've had comparative other Iaitos that I've bought from other forges that weren't of Japanese origin, shall we say, and within 6 months the handles are coming apart and different other things are starting to happen. Compared to that, I have had a Japanese quality and made Iaito for nearly 2 years now, and there's not a damn thing wrong with it. So, it depends on your perspective, depends on what you can afford, depends on what you like, absolutely. But I think value for money and quality, the Japanese companies, and so they should, they do it the best that anyone can do out there at the present moment in time, I think, in my humble opinion. So there you go, guys. That is Seido Minosaka in a nutshell. I hope you enjoyed that review, and any questions, queries, comments, please feel free to throw them down below there. And that's all I got, guys. Keep swinging, and have a great time. We'll see you again soon.